Invincible. 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 responsible.
Díomh Galéir agus fáilte go dtí TG Cusack Park here in Mullingar. We are here for Westmeath versus Tyrone in the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 2 Round 5 game. It is the second of the locally billed Westmeath Women's Weekend. The Camogie side unfortunately beaten by Ulster side Derry here yesterday by 1-9 to 7 points. But we're here today in the hope that the ladies footballers will be able to take on their Ulster counterparts who have made the long journey down from Tyrone here today. And I'm joined on the co-commentary by former Westmeath star Joanna Marr, or Joanna Quinn as I should now say, 2 months married. Joanna, what are you expecting from today's game?
Thanks, Jason. I'm delighted to be here today. It's a lovely day here in Cusack Park. Very calm, lovely, nice setting. I'd look Tyrone after coming down. They're after losing to Armagh. They're going to be here. They're going to want to get a win under their belt today. Westmeath going to try get another points on the board. But look, I suppose we'll be hoping for a good game here today, and I'm really, really looking forward to the match to start.
Yeah, so Westmeath without a couple of their key figures. Lucy McCartan is out today with injury, and a late change on their team. Number 5 Kelly Boyce Jordan is replaced by Chloe Kelly. So 3 changes on the Tyrone team as well. We'll go through those in a couple of minutes when we get to the teams, but for now we're looking forward to an exciting game here under great conditions here in TEG Cusack Park in Mullingar, and we'll be back with the teams in a minute. So to bring it through our two teams here today for this Little Ladies Division 2 round 5 game, starting with the home team Westmeath, and they have a late change on their side. So starting in goals, Iverhane, number 1 Cool Boyra, Laura McCormack from Mullingar Shamrocks. The full back line, Iverdoe Mary Dunn from Killucan, Iver 3 Lucy Power from Nadunta the Downs, agus Iver Cahir Aisha Roach from Kilbeggan Shamrocks. The half-back line is where the change is. Iver Cooey Kelly Boyce Jordan no longer starts. She is replaced by Chloe Kelly from the Turtles Pass Club. Iver Shea agus Iver Shocked, both Milltown, Tracy Dillon, Iver Shea, agus Laura Kiernan, Iver Shocked. Lorna Park in the middle of the field then. Vicky Carr from St. Lomans is partnered in the middle again by Ashley Ruan of Lochna Valley. The half-forward line, a formidable forward 6, Anna Jones from Mullingar Shamrocks, starts at Iver Hane Jake, her clubmate Karen Hegarty, agus Iver Doig, Rachel Dillon from Milltown. And the front 3, Rachel's sister Sarah Dillon from Milltown is Iver 3 Jake, Iver Carr Jake number 14, Aoife Connolly from Gary Castle, agus Iver Cooey Jake, captain of Forna, Ciara Blundell from St. Lomans. And the away side then, Tyrone. They show 3 changes to the match programme, all last minute changes as well. In goals from Moortown, Iverhane, Sinead McVeigh. Cornerback, one of the changes, Rebecca Barker from Ardbone no longer starts. She is replaced by Iver Fiha, Emma Lone from Fintona. Fullback, Quiva McGee from the Moy Club. Agus Iver Cahir, Kathleen Campbell also doesn't start. She is replaced by Aoife McGahan, who will wear the number 18 shirt from Aidrua Club. The half-back line remains as the same. Jane Lyons from Beara, Iver O'Shea, Emer Quinn from Moortown, August Iver Shocked, Slane McCarroll from St. McCartans. Lorna Park, Iver Hooked, Emma Jane Gervin from the Aidrua Club, August Iver Nee, Avian McHugh from Atyarin Club. The half-forward line, Iver Jet, Nee Hughes from Aidrua. Iver Jake Ronnie Rafferty is the other replacement. She is replaced by Emma Hegarty, who will wear the Iver Anijeg 19 jersey from Dunamore. August Iver Doig, Maeve Corrigan from Errigal Kieran. Full forward line, Chloe McCaffrey, Iver 3 Jake from St. McCartans, Iver Carr Jake, Maeve Mallon from Aidrua, August Iver Cooey Jake, Aoife Horrisk from Errigal Kieran. And the Bonish Door then, Michael Finneran, the Roscommon man, is in charge of Westmeath, and he is aided by St. Lomans Paul Leonard. And on the other side then, Sean O'Kane, a former minor winner with Tyrone back in the day, is assisted by Shawnee Myler, and alongside on the panel as well as his brother Noel O'Kane as well. So expecting a fairly strong game today. Both sides come into it with mixed fortunes. Westmeath lying around the middle of the table with 2 wins and 2 defeats from their first 4 games. Tyrone with 1 win and 3 defeats, having conceded the most so far in the group. Although the last game against Armagh didn't help their causes, and Westmeath will face the long trip up to face Blaheen and Amy Mackin and Amy McCoy in Armagh the next day out. So we're hoping for a strong game today. Any other late changes to the panels we will let you know in due course. Joanna, last thoughts I suppose before we get going?
Look, Jason, it's going to be a very entertaining game here today. Tyrone are a very physical side, and we're 2 very, very fit teams, so really looking forward to the match today. And look, both teams are going to want to come out here with a win today. Tyrone only having 1 win out of 4, they're definitely going to want to get some points on the board. And Westmeath, I suppose, you know, they want to put in a big performance today, especially on their home turf here.
Did you ever come up against Tyrone in your time playing with Westmeath? Yeah,
we did. Would have played against Gemma Begley, who's a great player for Tyrone, played for 15 odd years, and Eve Woods, great players and iconic players of Tyrone. Very, very tough team, and it was always hard to get a win over Tyrone over the years.
I was going to ask, is it good memories or bad memories against Tyrone then overall?
Good and bad, Jason.
Good and bad, yeah, good and bad, fair enough, yeah, that happens. So we are a couple of minutes away here from throw-in in this little Division 2 round 5 game as Westmeath and Tyrone go through their final paces here. We'll be back in a moment then for the throw-in and the start of what will hopefully be a very entertaining contest. So we're just about ready here for a throw-in in this little Ladies Division 2 round 5 game between Westmeath and Tyrone. Our referee today in charge is Patrick Smith from Waterford, and he is assisted on the line by Paul O'Malley and Kieran Daly over the far side. So we're hoping, as you said already, for a fairly strong game. Conditions are pretty ideal here. There's a little bit of a breeze blown from the apartment end down towards the Dunstores end. It shouldn't be too much of a factor here. Tyrone already having taken on and been beaten by Armagh in the last game, beaten fairly comprehensively by 5-10 to 1-7. It's the dreaded journey, I'm afraid, these days for teams in this division. Westmeath will have to head up to the north next day out to face Blauheen and Amy and Aoife and the rest of the gang up in Armagh, who are pulling up trees, it's fair to say, with the goal scoring. But we're just about ready to get going here. So Chloe Kelly is starting at half back in place of Kelly Boyce Jordan. Should give a shout out to Chloe, I suppose. She recently got engaged, so congratulations to her. Lucy Power starting in full back for Westmeath. Her dad Dermot is here, and he insisted on getting a shout out before the game, as Dermot Power always does. And so we are just about ready to go here. Tyrone look like they have brought Aoife Horrisk out to the half forward line, which they did in previous games as well. And so we're underway here. All to play for in this one in Westmeath. Get things going. And it's an early touch for Vicky Carr, who was the player of the match. The last day myself and Joanna were out together against Laois, standing up on the roof in St. Lomans in the freezing cold. Great day that was, apart from dying of the cold. But it's an early attack here, and it's inside to Sarah Dillon. And she's going to try and burst inside. Is she going to take an early score? Looks like she sliced it off the right and wide. Early chance, Joanna, that possibly should have been taken there. Yeah,
it was a great pass there from Vicky Carr just to Scott Dillon, Sarah Dillon. Just unfortunate there, just skimmed wide, but I'm sure Sarah will go again.
So Sarah slightly disappointed with that one, the opening chance, but there'll be plenty more to go. Referee just asking the Tyrone goalkeeper Sinead McVeigh just to speed things along a little bit. But Tyrone will be looking to get some early scores on the board here. They were fairly overrun by Armagh, who really are much more of a Division 1 side than a 2, but such is the way things are. That's a good ball inside, and it looks like it's the newly named Aoife McGahan who's gone up there, and that's great defending at the back. And Westmeath, to be fair to them, last day I saw them against Laois, they put up a very good defensive display, and it's Chloe who's on the run already. Chloe bends it long inside, but Karen Haggerty, or Ciara Blundell I should say, had pulled out, and it ended up going 2-0 in the end. Ball played long. There'll be high ball, high challenge here. 4 or 5 go for the same ball. Ball pops out far side, and it's Emma Haggerty for Tyrone who will take it forward, and they will look to try and gain some momentum here. Decent enough crowd here for the second billing of this local Westmeath Women's Weekend. It's not too often we get the Camogie and ladies football team playing in Cusack Park on the same weekend. Hasn't been a great weekend for Westmeath so far. The men's seniors losing up and down last night. But Westmeath will be looking for an early score here just to try and settle the nerves. It's out to Anna Jones, and Anna wins the free. A lot of early frees here, Joanna, already.
Yeah, there was a great turnover there from Aisha Roach, stood her ground, and a great turnover for Westmeath, and hard tackle there on Anna Jones. And the ball's moving forward now. Vicky Carr's delivering it to Scott Dillon.
Chance now for Sarah. She's already skinned her marker once. Emer Quinn knows all about her, but Emer Quinn definitely cannot keep up with her, and Sarah is in this time. Referee possibly going to call for steps. No, it's another chance for Sarah, but she slipped at the vital moment, and it'll be taken out by Jane Lyons from the Beara Club. Jane plays it off now, and Tyrone are going to try and work their way out, and Aoife Horrisk is free over on this side, and they find her. Very athletic player is Aoife Horrisk, but she up against the equally athletic Chloe Kelly here. Chloe trying to shepherd her out towards the sideline. Aoife plays the long ball inside. That's fantastic defending back there, and it looks like it's Lucy Power. It is. It'll do her confidence no harm. Vicky well hassled and hurried back there, and it's McGahern who takes it up, and it's McGahern from Chloe McCaffrey, and the ball's inside, and a chance here for Niamh Hughes, and Niamh Hughes from the Drua Club gets the opening score in the 4th minute, and that is exactly what Tyrone were looking for. A good run on the inside, and a nice finish from the number 10 for Tyrone, who is Niamh Hughes. So Westmeath had 2 early chance for Sarah Dillon, have been taken, and Tyrone are up the other end and score.
Brilliant pressure from Tyrone there, Jason. They just blocked them up, turned it over, and Niamh Hughes put it over the bar for Tyrone. Great turnover, great score.
I think one of the key battles is going to be over this side near us here, where Aoife Horace will take on Chloe Kelly, but the ball is back inside again. Niamh Hughes is definitely limping. She doesn't look entirely comfortable after that, but it's into McGahern again. And the ball's laid off, and the shot comes in there from Aoibhinn McHugh from the Ahiarian club, and it's gone to the right and wide. So a couple of early chances for Tyrone. They are first on the board here. As I said, having come with 3 defeats and 1 win to their name. That's a super kick out. And while taking around the middle, it's Ashley Rowan now, Loughnane Valley. And it's very good defending back there. And Tyrone will be quite happy to do that as much as they can. Stop the Westmeath attacks at source back in the middle, but that's a loose ball going forward. And it'll be Tracy Dillon from Milltown who'll try and find Anna Jones, no stranger to scoring a goal herself at college level as well for TUD. Plays it long inside to the captain, Ciara Blundell. And it's Aoife Connolly who has it over the far side. That's strong defending though from Tyrone. Very, very strong. 2 hands in on the ball there, and it's stopped Westmeath again. Looks like it's fairly player for player in the defensive line here. There's no real sweeper as such. Tracy Dillon doing the defensive job back there in the half back line, but Tyrone now pouring forward again and just trying to find another score. A lot of steps taken there. That was very, very strong defending from Tracy Dillon to keep up with her. She manages to win the free, and it's Laura McCormick who's going to take it here. So just coming up to 5.5, 6 minutes or so. Hannah Jones has seen plenty of the ball early on, just hasn't managed to get free of her marker. She's been marked all the way back there by Maeve Corrigan from the Hergla Kieran club, and it's inside to Sarah once again. I feel like I'm going to be mentioning her name an awful lot today. And it's well taken here. Laura Kiernan's first real touch of the ball. Hefty tackles coming in there. Rachel manages to get it out, and it's outside to Chloe Kelly. Can she score off the left? And it looks like another effort has gone to the left this time and wide. So another wide for Westmeath. They'll be disappointed, Joanna, I think, with the shooting so far.
Laura Kieran's doing great work there. She worked the ball all the way up. They held on to it, waited for the runner. Chloe made a great run through the middle. Just very unlucky that shot just went left and wide, but they'll go again.
And Chloe had plenty of time there to hit that one, so hopefully she will get something next time around. But it's good running forward here, and it looks like it's going to fall to Laura. She's got players on the inside. She lays it off instead to Ciara Blundell. This surely will be the equaliser for Westmeath, and it is. Lovely score for Westmeath, and it's Ciara Blundell who gets us level with a nice little chip over. And finally, one of the shots for Westmeath has paid off. So Sinead McVeigh now from the Moortown club going to take this kick out. It's a good long kick out, and it's over the head of Anna Jones, brilliantly taken by Aoibhinn McHugh from the Tiarian club. And back there, a bit of a tussle on the ground between Laura Kieran and Aoibhinn. Ball played into the inside, and it's Karen Hegarty with her first chance to shine. Plays it inside to Anna Jones, back to Karen again. That's lovely link up play. Can Karen do something here? Plays it across the face. Looks like it's going to tail to the right and wide. If you were in charge, Joanna, what would you be saying at the moment?
Trying to work it around Jason to hold on to it, and just not kicking from the corners. Try work it around the semicircle and get the ball to a kickable position and get the right people on the ball.
It's certainly not been a case of looking for space anyway. Westmeath have done well to find it. It's just the last option is just letting them down a little bit. It's a booming kick by Sinead McVeigh. Doesn't look like it's going to stay in. It's gone out over the sideline. As we tick towards 8 minutes or so here, Sean O'Kane and Noel O'Kane, his brother, just throwing out a few instructions to the Tyrone backline here. There's Westmeath down here. You can see the towering figure of Michael Finnern and Paul Leonard on the crutch down here in front of us as well. The Lomans man, it's inside to Sarah, and she's got a runner, and it's Vicky. Vicky opts to chip it over, and it's a lovely score. Great combination there by Aoife Connolly. Took the sideline, played it inside to Sarah, and Sarah laid it off to Vicky, and Westmeath find themselves ahead by 2 points to 1. Probably our best move of the game so far, I'd say, Joanna.
Yeah, brilliant move, excellent move. 2 hand passes over the bar by Vicky Carr. Yeah, brilliant.
It's turned over back there. Aoife Connolly, who got 2 late goals the last day out against Roscommon. She'd love another one. She almost got in there, but that's good defending. But she's managed to get it back, and Aoife's been fouled. It was Jane Lyons from the Beara Club who gave away that one. Ball's played inside to Karen. Karen is back again to Aoife, and Aoife has a runner on the inside. Can she find? She can. The ball's played through. Chance for goal, and it's wide. Incredible miss from Rachel Dillon. Well, that was a chance and a half. Rachel played in by Karen Hegarty, and all she had to do was beat the keeper, and she managed to put it to the left and wide. Credit has to go to Sinead McVeigh. She did dive and spread herself, made herself look big, and covered a lot of the goals. Made it awkward for Rachel, but she will certainly be disappointed with that. Sinead will be equally disappointed in the goals with 2 misplaced kickouts in her own. It's Vicky Carr again. You can start to see why she was player of the match against Laois. Although we remember that day, Joanna, that was a bit of an insane game with the, what was it, 7-8 Westmeath scored that there.
Yeah, well, conditions as well as everything else, but yeah, it was a strange game. But Vicky's just making serious runs. Like, she's so strong when she gets on the ball, and if she keeps doing that, Westmeath will be on the up. It's a great score by Sarah Dillon.
After Vicky wins that free, Sarah pops that one over the bar. So Vicky Carr fouled, and Sarah Dillon from just outside the 21-yard line pops it over, and it is Westmeath by 3 points to 1. And they'll be happy now to have turned this one around. Tyrone had a little bit of a patch there for a few minutes where they got forward well. Niamh Hughes had a fantastic score for them, but now it's suddenly turned into a bit of a one-way traffic here. Sarah's lobbed the ball off. It's a chance for Connolly. She got a goal last week. She tried to lay it off. A brilliant defending back there by Caoimhe McGee from the Moy Club. Moy Club, of course, famous for the likes of Shauna Colin Kavanagh as well, and she showed all her defensive skill back there to win that one, and that's good play as well by Jane Lyons. Jane now looking for some runners. She has runners, and it looks like it's Hughes again. Hughes lets her run through. Chloe McCaffrey now from the St. McCartan's Club, the senior champions of Tyrone. It's a chance for Chloe. She's going for goal. Looks like she's going to go for goal herself. Good save by Laura McCormick. Great save again. Double save from Laura McCormick. Brilliant save from Laura McCormick there to keep out Chloe McCaffrey as she burst through on goal. And that was serious goalkeeping. Something we have seen a good bit from Lauren, to be fair, throughout. But that was a vital save, Joanna. Brilliant
save by Lauren McCormick. Excellent. She's done that throughout the league. Chloe McCaffrey, very, very strong when she got on the ball there, and I wouldn't like to see her coming through. She's a very strong player.
Yeah, serious pace been shown by Chloe McCaffrey there from the St. McCartan's Club, but Westmeath equally have the pace, and even though Jane Lyons has been out and put on Sarah Dillon, she can't stop her, and that looks like it's another wide. Referee, though, I think is going to give the free. I think he spotted a tug on the jersey there of Sarah Dillon. So they swapped Emer Quinn off Sarah Dillon and put on Jane Lyons, and the result looks like it's been the same. Sarah Dillon's pace equaling Chloe McCaffrey's down the far end, and just proving very, very hard to stop here. Chance now for Sarah to knock over another free from just out the left here, and she will take this one off the right. Looks good. Looks like it's bang over the black spot. Super free from Sarah Dillon, and Sarah with another free to take the score out to Westmeath. 4 points, Tyrone 1 point. And a good performance so far by Westmeath after that. Sort of getting used to the opposition. And it looks like it's Ashley Ruan who's won the free over the far side. Westmeath looks like they've turned up a gear or two here, Joanna, by the way things have gone the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, they just seem to be having all the possession at the minute, Jason. But to be honest, I don't think Tyrone have got going just yet.
Yeah, this wouldn't be the Tyrone at full tilt by any means, but it is Emer Quinn. Sorry, it's Aoife Horace who's back there, and Aoife played it in but didn't get any joy out of it. Ashley Rowan goes in for the challenge, and it's back there, and it's Dylan who plays it out, and it's Vicky Carr, and Chloe Kelly just seems to be covering every blade of grass at the minute from back to front, and she's on the ball now, and referee is going to bring it in for another foul on Sarah Dillon. It looks like well off the ball, but it was obvious enough that the referee has spotted that one, and Jane Lyons looks like she's going to be spoken to here. I count that as, I think, Joanna, the 5th free that's been given against Sarah.
The ref did very well actually to see that, because the play was up a bit further. But yeah, look, I suppose she's doing all she can to try and keep Sarah quiet. But look, she's a tough job on her hands. But yeah, another free for Sarah Dillon.
So Sarah will surely pop that one over, which she does. No problem for Sarah. And she tags on another free to make it Westmeath 5 points, Tyrone 1 here, as we tick past the 14-minute mark, so heading towards the first quarter. And what started out as a fairly strong Tyrone performance has been shunted backwards by Westmeath here in the past 10 or so, and they have rattled off the last 5 in a row, having conceded early to Niamh Hughes' score. And so Tyrone are looking to make a little bit of ground here. Emma Hegarty plays it in long. That one is going to sail over the sideline. Niamh Hughes was the target over there. She has been a danger when she gets the ball, but just isn't getting enough of it. And it's Vicky Carr who takes a fairly hefty hit over there from Emma Hegarty, but plays away. She's two of them tough as nails there. Ball inside from Rachel Dillon to Sarah. Rachel Sarah back to Karen Hegarty now. And Carol is hassled and harried by Jane Lyons, who I think that's Jane's 3rd free conceded in the past 2 or 3 minutes. The referee will be noting that. And it'll be a chance now. Aoife Connolly looks like she's coming out to take this one. We'll probably be looking for the short ball on the inside, or maybe she fancies a chance herself. No, she has a runner. It's Ashley Ruan, or Karen I should say, back to Aoife Connolly. That's a fantastic score. You would have been happy with that one, Joanna?
Great score, Jason. Obviously well planned at training. Aoife Connolly went for the short ball, got the return, kicked it over the bar. Brilliant score, and was definitely rehearsed.
So Westmeath now 6 points to 1 to the good. And that score, as Joanna just said, definitely one from the training ground. Aoife to Karen Hegarty, back to Aoife Connolly again, and she is off the mark. Having put in a fine performance against Roscommon the last day in Westmeath's victory. But here goes Aoife Horace, the Errigal Kieran star. Will she try and take her point? She will. That one looks like it's come back off the inside of the post, and it's still kept in play here. It's McGahan. And McGahan kicks, and McGahan puts it to the right and wide. So that was half a chance there for Aoife Horace from the Errigal Kieran club. But unfortunately she just couldn't find her target. She scored 1 point against Armagh the last day out in what was a very, very challenging game, as every game against Armagh will be. Kick out from Laura McCormick goes to Ashley Ruan, or Aisha Roach I should say, over the far side. Aisha now plays it in long, looking for Rachel Dillon. Yep. Vicky Carr is in acres of space over the far side. She's powerful engine, as we've seen several times, not just this season. Ball inside now. Westmeath just bringing runners in from every position. It's really thrown Tyrone off here. Well, that's very, very good defending back there, and it's Quiva McGee from the Moy Club who will take it out, and it's out to Lyons again. Avian McHugh on the inside, and out to Corrigan. It's Maeve Corrigan now just trying to find a way out. Westmeath have put up a bit of a brick wall around that half forward line just to try and keep them out. Long ball inside from Slane McCarroll, the first really we've seen of her, and it's a brilliant ball inside. Chloe McCaffrey now plays it long cross, and that might work out well if Avian McHugh can get to it, which she can. McHugh has support on the outside from Horace, and Aoife Horace just spills it at the crucial moment, and that will frustrate the management side. Sean O'Kane would have hoped that they could have got something out of that. It was a lovely ball across from McHugh, but Horace just letting the ball slip at the vital time. So Laura McCormick going to take this free and looks to go long, but that surely will be a Tyrone ball. It's brilliantly fielded by Niamh McHugh out there, or Niamh Hughes I should say. And Niamh Hughes looks like she's going to bear down and goal herself. She has support over the far side, and it's a chance, and it's over the bar. Aoife McGahan with the score for Tyrone, a brilliant score. She possibly was going for goal there, but she opted to take the point in the end, and she'll be happy enough with that. And that gets Tyrone's second point, their first since the 4th minute. Chance of a goal there, Joanna, possibly.
Yeah, just unfortunate. Lauren's kick out there just went astray. But look, just need to tighten up again now. But a great point, absolutely brilliant point.
And Tyrone now on the run once again, and this time it's forward up to the midfielder Emma Jane Gervin from the Aidrua club, and she plays inside. That's brilliant defending back there from Lucy Power. Downs woman, a tower of strength back there, and that will please her dad no end, who is emotionless here beside us, but deep down I'm sure he's delighted with that one. Long ball up front up to the captain Ciara Blundell. And that's very, very good tackling back there by Emer Quinn from the Moortown club. But Ciara decides to slide in. Nobody had the ball. The referee happy enough to play away, and it's Vicky fists the ball inside, and it's into Sarah once again, and she has Lyons on her shoulder, but she has left her for dead, and now Lyons has been supported in the tackle by Corrigan. But it's a chance for Dillon, and she has the jersey tugged at the last second just before the shot, and the referee deems that is a free in. That is 6 frees in a row for Westmeath, I think. Joanna, that have been won by Sarah Dillon. She's proven to be tough, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, look, they had swapped. Jane Lyons is on her now. I think she's on 3 ticks, Jason, is she? She's on 2. I'd say they might have to look at that again in half time or maybe sooner. But yeah, Sarah's proven to be a handful here today.
So Sarah from the 13, no mistake,
great
easy
score
for her. So 20 minutes gone. Sarah wins another free, and Sarah slots over another free. And so Westmeath now lead by 7-2. And Tyrone, for all their endeavours going forward, a couple of mishandled passes up front. But that's very good defending back there from looked like it was Emma Jane Gervin back there from the Aidrua club. A chance there now for them to get forward again, and it's Emma Hegarty named at the last minute of the starting lineup. Avian McHugh, that danger woman, Niamh Hughes again. She's been the main kind of starlet going forward here. Long ball in from McHugh, and there's runners. One of the runners is Hegarty, and Hegarty has support from McGahan back there again, and it's McGahan outside. Chance here, but McHugh just can't curl it inside, and it's another wide for Tyrone, as Sean O'Kane just sticks the hands in the pockets, folds the arms, just not really sure what to say about that one. That one was half a chance, but no curl on it at all from McHugh, and it goes to the right and wide, and that one is taken in by Karen Hegarty. She was relatively unchallenged there in the middle. And Vicky Carr taking it forward. Aisha Roach up to Karen Hegarty, the Mullingar Shamrock star, plays it inside to the goal scorer danger woman Aoife Connolly. Aoife drops the shoulder, decides to go it alone, but that's brilliant play by Maeve Corrigan. Maeve does very well to get back there, and she's double tackled, and that'll be a free out. And Maeve has McHugh in the middle. McHugh a bit short of runners up front really. Aisha Roach looks like she's going to win that one. She's very cleverly gone underneath Chloe McCaffrey there just to make sure that she came out with the ball at the end. And Lucy Power now spreads the play a little bit out to Vicky, and Vicky has Niamh Hughes for company back there. That's the lovely dummy there from Emma Hegarty, and Emma drives it long, and it's up to Hughes again. Vicky using all her energy to try and get back at her. Hughes now, she has to get past 1-2 defenders. That ball's inside, and that looks like a fantastic score. It's a brilliant score. Super score for me from McGahan. That was certainly the score of the game, I would say, Joanna.
Yeah, absolutely massive score.
So Aoife McGahan with a long range beauty, it has to be said, and that kick out is lost by Westmeath, and it's Hughes inside. It looks like it's Chloe McCaffrey. She's going for goal, and the ball's in the back of the net. The ball has crept in low, and that is a vital goal for Tyrone. Michael Finner and Joanna would be disappointed conceding something like that.
Yeah, Westmeath have just they're not tracking the players going through at the minute. We just need to wake up now. We're not tracking, and we're not stopping the runners, and there's no overlap here now.
A chance here for Tyrone again. They're in, and bad pass from Niamh Hughes. She really should have gone in with that one herself. She probably would have found a chance to find the net a second time. Ball played back outside, so that Chloe McCaffrey goal has brought us back 7-1-3. And that one looks good as well. Didn't see who got that one.
No, I'm trying to...
Over the far side, I'm trying to see the number there. Was it McCaffrey again? 13? There's a player over there, is it? Yeah, I think it's Chloe McCaffrey got that one again. But that's 1-2 in about 90 seconds for Tyrone, and that has brought them right back into this. And now we definitely have a game on. Level scores. 1-4 to 7 points. The ball out from Chloe Kelly, and it's a misplaced pass again. And it's taken in by Maeve Corrigan. Corrigan now on the inside to Emma Jane Gervin. And Tyrone bursts forward again. Referee not giving anything for that one. He puts hand up now for advantage. And I think he's going to give the free. He is. Probably the worst 2 or 3 minutes, I would say, for Westmeath that they could have had there, Joanna.
Yeah, Westmeath did a great start. Look, Tyrone are getting going now. They're after coming into the game big time and showing what they can do. Chloe McCaffrey is serious strength up there. The minute she gets the ball, she doesn't seem to be getting the frees probably just immediately because she's a very strong player, but she has one here now.
So Chloe McCaffrey has netted 1-1 in the past. Well, in about the space of a minute there, following on from Aoife McGahan's brilliant point as well. There'll be a chance for Chloe now to make it 1-2 for herself in the past couple of minutes. And there's possibly a chance for Tyrone to knock their first free over, and incredibly to take the lead when only 4 minutes ago they were trailing considerably. And that one is kicked, and it's gone to the right and wide. Should be disappointed with that one, I would say. So Laura McCormick now with the kick out. 7 points to 1-4 here. Tyrone with, has to be said, a superb last couple of minutes to get themselves right back into this one after falling behind considerably. Fortunate even not to go further behind. That's brilliant defending back there. And they've really upped the game now, and it's McCaffrey again has come back, and she has assistance from Aoife Horrick on the outside. And Horrick has made the run inside. There could be a chance here of another goal. She might decide to take the point, and she does. And after all of Westmeath's endeavours, they will be disappointed to see themselves behind, but credit to Tyrone. This has been a superb last 6 or 7 minutes.
Tyrone are playing very direct football. They're penetrating straight through the middle, and when they go, they're going straight for it. Westmeath seem to be tracking. They're not tracking the players. When they take off, there's 3 or 4 Westmeath players actually running after a Tyrone player. So we need to tighten up on the Westmeath side.
So Tyrone got the opening score after 4 minutes, and for the next 15-16 minutes it was all Westmeath on the scoreboard and in the play, but the past 8 or 9 minutes has been entirely Tyrone. And to their credit, they have really gone through the gears, and they're trying to find another run in here now, and it's Hughes again, and Hughes on the outside has Slane. It's Slane McCarroll, and Slane McCarroll has notched her first score of the game. And Slane with a lovely point to get herself on the scoreboard to make it 7 points to the home side Westmeath, and the visitors Tyrone 1-6. And suddenly Westmeath find themselves very much in a game here. And Tyrone, to their credit, have not really let Westmeath pass the halfway line in the past 5 or 6 minutes. They're just going forward here now, and it's Tracy Dillon who's going forward. Tracy back to Chloe, who at the far side has Rachel. And Rachel Dillon will play it all the way back here to Ashley Ruan. The Loughnane Valley star plays it inside. Sarah Dillon out way over the far side against Jane Lyons. And Sarah once again has managed to skin her marker. Lays it off outside again. It's good pressure been put in here by Tyrone. And Karen Hegarty has it now. Can she find any room at all? Lays it back to Sarah. That ball's going to drop all the way short, but it's fumbled in there, and a chance for Aoife Connolly. What can she do? She can bury it. Aoife Connolly buried it to the net. 2 goals last week. A goal coming up to half time in this one. The Tyrone management absolutely devastated by that one. It was spilled in there by Caoimhe McGee, and she will be very frustrated by that one, but it's a goal nonetheless for Westmeath, and they go back into the lead by 1-7 to 1-6. And a chance here now for them to burst forward once again. That ball is played in long, but this time it is McGee who does much better this time. Joanna, a bit of fortune about that one, but Westmeath will take anything, I think.
very unlucky for Caoimhe McGee there. Look, it could happen to anyone, but unfortunately Aoife Connolly was on the end of that ball, and there's only one place it's going when Aoife Connolly gets on the ball, and that's into the back of the net.
And touch of fortune about that goal, but I don't think any team would ever reject a goal regardless of how it comes, as we tick towards the 29th minute here. And a very, very good game here. Westmeath 1-7, Tyrone 1-6. Some great battles around the pitch, particularly Sarah Dillon against whoever it is that's marking her at that particular moment, and Aoife Horrisk and Chloe Kelly down the far end. Niamh Hughes certainly been a massive standout for Tyrone at the centre of all the play. She got their first score, and she's really been at the heart of everything, as has Vicky Carr for Westmeath, and she lays it off to Anna Jones. Ball laid off inside to Sarah Dillon, and Sarah goes down and lays it off to sister Rachel, and Rachel is definitely fouled. The 7th free, I think, won by a Dillon in the past 10 minutes or so, and another chance for Sarah. And a little bit far, I think Anna Jones might take this one. Coming towards half time here, the 30th minute. Anna plays it short. Is it too short? No. Happy enough to play the 1-2 with Captain Ciara Blundell, and it's back to Ciara again. Ciara outside, it's Karen Hegarty. Back to Ciara. She hasn't really found too much space and plays a long, hopeful ball in, but it's come to nothing. What would you be saying at half time in the dressing room here, Joanna?
Look, the forwards are making great runs, Jason. We're getting the frees. As you said, we have 7 frees already for Westmeath. I'd be saying to the backs to tighten up and stop the runners coming through directly. They need to stop those runners because they're penetrating through the middle, and when they do, they're causing serious damage when Tyrone get on the ball, and they haven't had much of the play as of yet. So Tyrone bursting forward here now through McGee, and she lays it off. Emma Hegarty throws a brilliant dummy there, left 2 of the Westmeath players for dead, and it's back to McGee again, and McGee has Horrisk on the inside, and she is supporting the outside from McGahan. She's already got one, and that is an absolute beauty of a score. And we're back level once again. A brilliant score from the substitute at the start of the game, Aoife McGahan, who came in for Kathleen Campbell, and she has got herself on the scoreboard, and we are level again, 1-7 apiece. And Tyrone now looking to take the lead before half time. They've had some beautiful interplay here, and this Hegarty again, and she has runners, and she's laid it off, and Hegarty's got it back. Will she try and pop it over? She does. 2 scores in the space of 60 seconds for Tyrone, and Joanna, it's that 1-2 play that's catching Westmeath out. Yeah, a score by Emma Hegarty. Great score. Again, Westmeath are not tracking the runners coming through, Jason. You can see, and Lucy Powers left there idle then in the middle, and she has no choice but to go to the runner that's coming at her. But yeah, Westmeath definitely need to tighten up at half time. I'm sure Tyrone are going in a very happy team, slow start, and after picking up now, and they look dangerous when they get the ball. They look very dangerous. So very entertaining first half, it has to be said here, with the lead changing several times. Tyrone started out pretty well with the opening point from one of the Danger Women up front, Niamh Hughes from the Aid Rua Club, after about 4 minutes, and then Westmeath went on a very, very long run of scores and possession, taking at one stage taking a 6 points to 1 lead, and Tyrone started to feel their way back into it, and scores at either end brought them slightly back into it until that patch of 1-2 in the space of about 90 seconds brought us level, and since then it's been back and forth. But at half time it is Tyrone who lead by the single point. Standouts on both sides. Vicky Carr has been exceptional for Westmeath, as she has been for much of the past and much of her career, to be honest. But we have noticed the pace of Chloe McCaffrey for Tyrone, particularly up front. She has caused huge problems, and Aoife McGahan, to be fair to her, who wasn't originally named in the starting lineup, has done a monstrous job up front and chipped in with some beautiful scores, as well as has Emma Hegarty. Fortune for Westmeath in the goal. Ball spilled by Caoimhe McGee in the full back line, but Aoife Connolly did what all good full forwards are meant to do, which is be there to knock it home. So we'll be back soon for the second half, and it is Westmeath 1-7, Tyrone 1-8, half time in the Lidl Ladies Division 2 round 5 game. We'll be back soon with the second half.
So we're back here as the Tyrone team emerge for the second half. Any changes that come up, we will inform you of. The halftime score: Tyrone 1-8, Westmeath 1-7 here. Just to bring you a couple of other scores from 2 games that I have in Division 3. It's currently Louth 4 points, Wexford 4 points up in around Darver. I presume it was up there a few weeks ago for Louth game as well. And the other score, Division 2, is currently Monaghan 5 points, Tip 5 points in Maheracloon. So 2 draw games going on at the moment. The other one I've no score from it, but Nassadooley apparently fired 2-2 in the first half for Kildare against Offaly, and they were winning. I don't know what the exact score was, but they were ahead. So we await the arrival of the Westmeath team here for the second half. Tyrone don't look like they have any immediate changes. 18, 19 and 20, Emma and Aoife and other Emma Malone all out there. So looking like they are as lined up. We're just waiting for Westmeath to come back out here now, and we'll get things back underway again. Joanna hoping for a big second half performance here from the home side.
Yeah, Tyrone are looking lively here now, come out in second half. Westmeath are down by a point. So look, hopefully Michael has said a few words and tightened up things in the back line, and hopefully we're in for a good second half. But yeah, Tyrone after picking up just before half time, so really looking forward to this half of football.
So Westmeath still waiting for them to come back out on the pitch here. The Tyrone backroom team as well. Sean O'Kane is a Glenelly man. He's almost a year in the job. He had to bring the team straight into a relegation game last year against Clare, which was quite the baptism of fire, but he managed to come through that and keep Tyrone in the division. He brought his own club Glenelly to an All-Ireland junior football final as well back in the day, and he won an All-Ireland minor himself with Tyrone back in 73. It's his 4th term as manager of Tyrone, which is quite incredible that he would be in charge 4 different times, but he's obviously a popular man around here. He took over from Kevin McChrystal, who stood down right before the relegation game as Westmeath make their way back out onto the pitch here. Sean O'Kane also had Paul Crozier involved in the background team, who many might know as the former Derry manager as well. Emma Lone, who started in this game, wasn't originally named to start in this one. She started out the last day as well. And the other name to mention as well is Slane McCarroll, who the St McCartan's Club are the senior football champions of Tyrone. Slane, who has a point in this game, she scored 1-2 in that senior football championship final against Sperrin back at the tail end of last year. So I'm just looking to see is there any changes here on the Westmeath side.
I don't think there's any change on the Westmeath side.
So nothing at the moment anyway. So as I said, if anything comes up, but it looks like it is as was from the end of the first half. So nothing to report here as our Rachel Patrick Smith about to get us back underway here. I think just having a quick double check of names and numbers, or seems to be going towards his umpires for whatever reason here, but eventually we get things back underway here. On the Westmeath side, as I said, Aoife Connolly was the hero last weekend against Roscommon with the 2 late goals. And for the Westmeath backline, we haven't seen too much of Mary Dunn, who had a superb game against Laois that day in her first kind of full day out for Westmeath. Just waiting here now. I think Patrick Smith is ready to get things going. Yeah, we're back underway here for the second half. 30 minutes to go for Tyrone to get either their second victory or Westmeath to get their 3rd victory and propel them up the table in the push for promotion. But it's a big 30 minutes ahead in the season of both, especially with Westmeath heading up to that trip up to Armagh next week for the visitors Tyrone. They will make the journey back down the country again to face Tipperary as the first shot comes across, and it looks like it's going to tail off to the left and wide. So well shepherded out there by Aisha Roach. So Tyrone trying to get a fast start to the second half as they did the first. And that ball is straight to Slane McCarroll. The senior county champion plays a lovely ball inside, and it's into Hughes again. She was the danger woman in the first half for many parts of it. She decides to fist the ball across, and that ball's gone over the bar. Lovely score from Niamh Hughes. Opted to use the fist after good play by Slane McCarroll to set her up. And so that is 1-9 to 1-7 now. And Tyrone win that one unchallenged going forward. Emma Hegarty plays it forward, lays it off. It was Emma Jane Gervin, the Aid Rua star in there, lays it off to Emma Lone. Emma Lone didn't see too much from the first half, but she is on a good run here, and if that goes over, it's a fantastic score, but it's gone to the right and wide. Determined start, Joanna, in this half from the visitors again.
Yeah, definitely. Tyrone seemed to be giving the ball over the head, hitting it in, and they're just very strong when they get on it. Westmeath's kickouts just seem to be letting them down here, and McCarroll's on the ball again. This is her second time to win this kickout for Westmeath. So
3 kickouts for Westmeath in this half, 3 lost. That won't please the management at all, but Tyrone will be happy enough for that one. But Lucy Power is back there to mop up, and Chloe Kelly now will try and get the move going again. Aisha Roach from the Kilbeggan Shamrock side has the advantage, lays it off to Karen in the middle, and Karen looks to drive it long, and Ciara Blundell is going to make the run out to the far side. She's got Emer Quinn from Moortown for company over there. Emer, to be fair to her, has done a very good job so far in this half. She's been one of Tyrone's standout defenders, and it's all the way back to Ashley Rowan in the middle, and it's on to the outside, and it's still into Dillon and inside to Anna Jones, but she is going to be gobbled up by 3 Tyrone defenders, and it's Gervin who takes it out. Emma Jane Gervin now for Tyrone. Tries to lay it off on the inside, and it's to Aoife Horrisk. Aoife has runners on both shoulders. It's Caoimhe McGee from fullback. She did this near the end of the half as well. She's played a lovely ball inside, and the Tyrone movement is very strong, it has to be said, and that is a shot off the left foot, and that looks like an absolute peach. It's a beauty from Aoife McGahan, and she did that in the first half as well. Even though she's been named at corner back, she is no more playing there. She may as well have 15 on her back at this rate. A super score from Aoife McGahan. So Westmeath now trying to get back into this one. They find themselves 1-10 to 1-7 down, so 3 minutes into the second half they've already conceded 2 scores, and that ball's going to go up the line. I don't know whether Sarah will keep it in. She will. Sarah has Jane Lyons left for dead once again. It must be the 7th or 8th time at least in this half. And is she going to be punished for a foul? She's not. The ball is going to go over the bar. A very quick response there from Sarah. She left her marker for dead, and suddenly Westmeath are back in it again. 1-10 to 1-8. That's what Sarah does best, Joanna, I think, isn't it?
Absolute brilliant score by Sarah Dillon. Yeah, great score.
And Tyrone are looking to try and put 3 between them once again. We've had a very entertaining second half. Already 4 minutes in, and we've already had 3 scores. That'll be a sideline ball, and A.V. McHugh from the Actiarian Club will try and get them forward there. Apologies to any Tyrone listeners if I'm pronouncing that club name wrong. It's spelled wrong on the programme here. I'm pretty sure it's the spelling that I think it is. As they burst through the middle here now. Either way, they don't care how it's spelled. If they can get a few scores, that's very, very wide open for Westmeath. And that ball shot from Emma Jane Gervin comes back off the post. It's outside Tifa Horace. Can she make something of it? Superb defending. The referee looks like he has deemed that as a superb block. I think was that Lucy Power possibly
Vicky
back there?
Carr, great block by Vicky Carr
Vicky,
there.
was it?
And he's bringing it out for a 45. Absolutely brilliant block by Vicky Carr. A cert goal on there for Tyrone, and a brilliant save by Vicky Carr. Endless work by Vicky, an engine for Westmeath up and down the field. Brilliant by Vicky. So referee has awarded the 45. He just wanted to consult his umpire. Wasn't sure whether umpire was going to suggest some foul possibly, but play away. 45 is taken by Gervin. It was Gervin out to McCaffrey, who's showed huge pace in that first half as well, and the ball's played in. It's dropped by Laura McCormack, and it's gone into the net. Aoife Horrisk is there. Aoife Horrisk is there on hand to mop up the mistake. It was lobbed inside, and it was Laura McCormack who spilled it, and Aoife just slides the ball into the net, and it's now 2-10 to 1-8 to the visitors.
And that is a disastrous goal to concede. 2 goals conceded down that end, both mistakes. The first one from the Tyrone fullback, Queeve McGee, was unfortunate with the hop. That one from Laura McCormack just didn't hold on to it. And now Westmeath find themselves trailing by 5. Tyrone ahead 2-10 to 1-8, and they will be very happy with that one. Westmeath now looking to try and lift the heads and get back into this. Move forward here, it's Aisha Roach, the Began Shamrock star, and she's dropped the ball and she's lost her footing as well, and that will give the chance to Avian McHugh, and Avian drives it long, and there's acres of space here for St. McCartan's Chloe McCaffrey. You don't want to give her any room. As you saw in the first half, she can burst forward at will. That's brilliant defending back there. And it looked like it was Mary Dunn back there.
Great defended by Mary Dunn, absolutely brilliant.
Mary gets floored coming out with the ball, but play away as the referee gives advantage. It's Karen Hegarty. Karen has Kira running on the outside. Looked like possibly 2 hops there. Maybe I misread that one. It's Vicky though. And Westmeath just been held up by that Tyrone defensive line there, and it hits off the heels of Vicky, and that's going to go nowhere other than into the hands of Tyrone, and it is Lone who's going to go forward. It's Queeve McGee who's popped up from fullback for the 3rd time. Good hassle there around the middle. It was a 50-50 ball, a bit of a collision between Anna Jones and Aoife Horace, it looked like. But play away to the referee, it's Niamh Hughes. It's outside to McCaffrey. They shouldn't be giving her any space at all. That one is tailed off to the right and wide. And it looks like Kelly Boyce Jordan is going to enter the fray here. She was down to start originally, but it was Chloe Kelly who was put in place here. Chloe had a decent enough start to the first half. Kelly Boyce Jordan is on. Is it for Laura? Kiernan? So we'll double check who the substitution is for. And Kelly Boyce Jordan is in, or coming in, as Aoife Horace gets some treatment over the far side as well. And it is Laura Kiernan who is being replaced, the Milltown star. Injury, Joanna, or tactical? What do you think?
Yeah, look, Laura's after running her legs off there, so I don't think she's injured, but she put in a great shift and job done, Laura. Kelly is on. Hopefully Kelly now can bring something to Westmeath. Need to drive it on, and if there's anyone that's going to do it, it's going to be Kelly Boyce Jordan leading Westmeath.
And we also have substitution here for Tyrone. It's number 27, who's Nicole Murphy from the Nafina club, and she is replacing number 20, who's Emma Lone. Emma, to be fair to her, put in a very good shift there as well. She wasn't down to start originally, came in late, call up into the starting 15, and she's put in a good shift as well. And she is replaced by Nicole Murphy from Nafina. Of course, Cavan also had the likes of one Maria Canavan from Errigal Kieran, named at number 30, who happens to be the niece of Peter the Great. And she also is the minor captain for Tyrone, who won the minor in 2018 as well, and she has a ridiculous goal scoring record, including I think 3-2 in the county final a few years ago. It's Ciara Blundell now, who's found the going fairly tricky. Emer Quinn has done a superb job back there against her. Ball into Sarah Dillon, and Sarah is fouled. And Jane Lyons has to be walking the slimmest tightrope in the world here, Joanna, at this stage. I don't know how many fouls that is against her. She's only been noted by the referee, still hasn't received any punishment for it. But Aoife Connolly here with a chance now to chip away at the lead. And that's a view from Aoife Connolly. That'll do her confidence the world of good. So
Westmeath just need to get that ball in early. Sarah Dillon is winning everything in there, as you said, Jason. Jane, I don't know how many ticks she's on at the minute, but look, she's doing as best as she can on Sarah, but she is winning everything out in front of her, and she's getting the frees for Westmeath.
Brilliant play there by Chloe Kelly to knock that free down, because if it went over her head, Tyrone had 2 players standing behind, and Kelly is straight into the game here, and she's fouled immediately. Just saying there about Jane Lyons, of course, she may have a lot of ticks against her, but to be fair to her, she is, it seems, the fastest of the Tyrone defence that might have a chance of actually keeping up with Sarah Kiernan. Even for the foul she's committed, it's a tough job keeping up with her. A chance now for Aoife to knock over her second free in the space of about 60 seconds here. Decides to play it short, and Aoife spills the return ball from Tracy, gives it back outside though to Sarah, and Sarah will have one thing on her mind, which is to go. Now Anna Jones has loads of space if she can find it, but she curls it to the right and wide. Anna will be disappointed with that one. Looks like Clara's coming on here. Clara Thornton's coming on, the Mullingar Shamrocks star. And that will be yeah, the referee I think has finally spotted that the linesman called Clara to come on, but didn't give anyone a chance to come off, and it's Karen Hegarty who has come off. Karen had a good game in patches, but was kind of, would you say, marked out of it a little bit at times, Joanna?
Yeah, I suppose the play was nearly kind of going either over Karen. Sometimes you find that in the half forward line it can go over you, and unfortunately that's just the play was going inside into the full forward line, but job done, and Clara is in now for Karen.
Karen Hegarty, superb footballer and coach underage at Mullingar Shamrocks as well, along with her sister Sophie. And Tyrone now just trying to work it out, and it's Caoimhe McGee, who, to be fair to her, since that mistake hasn't really put a foot wrong for Tyrone, and she's even ventured forward on a number of occasions to try and bolster the attack, which has worked. And Tyrone now a chance to play it across here, and it's curving around the middle, and it's good Haston harrying by Westmeath, but Tyrone, to her credit, managed to get out, and it's Slane McCarroll. Huge pace on her, and she lays it off to another pace of star Avian McHugh around the middle. Trapped by Ashley Ruan, but it's a chance here again for McCarroll. What will she try and do here? She's taken plenty out of it. She had to be pushed out a little bit, but the shot has come in, and that looks like it's a fine score. Is it McGahan once again? It is. It's Aoife McGahan once again. Well, if the plan was to play her all week, it's a great idea by Tyrone. If she was brought in at the last minute, it's a superb call by the Tyrone management, but she certainly caused a lot of problems to the Westmeath defence today, and that's another score for her. Referee given the free out. And a chance now for them to clear their lines. There's not too much movement up there. The Tyrone fans and substitutes here calling for the referee to give a free against Chloe Kelly for wasting time. 190 to 11 if you're late joining us here. 17 points to 12. Westmeath had it all to do going into last quarter. Superb defending by Maeve Corrigan from Ergal Kieran. Referee has his hand out though for a free, and it is going to be the free, no advantage there. Ciara Blundell, I think Joanna's found it quite difficult today.
Yeah, they're very physical, but like Ciara, she's small, but she is very strong, Ciara. But look, hopefully she'll get into it now. Ashley Ruan.
Ashley going for the point as that one is tailed off to the right and wide. So two chances for Westmeath at the last two efforts. Amanda Jones and Ashley Ruan both have tailed off just to the right and wide. 17 to 12. So 5 point swing here with about 16 or so plus whatever is added on at the end to go. That's a very clever kick out from Sinead McFay. It was a great run there from Slane McCarroll just to lose her marker for a split second. Long ball in. Aisha Roach, the man, just to take it. To be fair, she's been superb at the back. As to be fair, she generally always is, but in particular because of the strength of her own forward, she stood out so well today. Anna Jones now hasn't had the impact that she would like to have, and it's long up to Clara Thornton, but that ball's going to skid across the sideline, and it'll be a line ball over the far side to Tyrone. Both sides sending out Tyrone, sending out substitutes to warm up, possibly looking to make a few more changes as they tick into the last quarter of this one. A win here for Tyrone will do their push out of the bottom two, no harm at all. Would move them up to 6 points somewhere around the middle. Won't push them too far up the table, but will get them out of the battle down the bottom a little bit. Emer Quinn now from Moortown lays it off. Emma Hegarty. Hegarty possibly hit late off the ball. Referee says play away, and it's into Maeve Mallon. We haven't seen much of her at all today, really. Lucy Powers done a sterling job on her at the back. 15 to go. Joanna, what would you call it at the moment?
Yeah, at the minute, look, Tyrone have a lot of the possession. Westmeath need to get their hands on the ball. They need to give the ball in to Sarah Dillon into the full forward line, Aoife Connolly, get them on the ball early. We seem to be carrying the ball. When we let it in, we seem to be getting the scores out of it, or at least getting the frees.
And Vicky Carr has been very much slowed down in this half by the Tyrone midfield, who've done a very good job just keeping her out of sight a little bit, because she had a huge influence in the first half. As Joanna said, Westmeath looking to try and get this girl on the ball. It's Sarah Dillon. When she gets it, she tends to score, and that's exactly what she does. Sarah Dillon with another one. And Sarah off the right, set up by Chloe Kelly. As Tyrone now going to introduce another substitute here. And it is number 11, who was Grania Rafferty, who was named to start originally. Was come on in place of Niamh Hughes, who I would have to say one of Tyrone's star players today. She did take a bit of a hit scoring the very first point of the game, so perhaps not quite able for the full 60 minutes here, but she has been one of the standout players of this game for sure. And that's a fairly deliberate drag down over the far side on Kelly Boyce Jordan, who pleads her case for more than just a free. Referee though says play away. Vicky Carr now looking for support, finds it in Clara Thornton now just trying to find a little bit of space, decides to lay it off, but the ball has evaded her. It's a big hit there from Clara, and the referee gives a free out, and Jane Lyons will be relieved to be able to get that one out. Referee though calling it back here.
Tyrone are excellent at closing up Westmeath when they come through the middle. They've turned over 6 or 7 balls on Westmeath where they've come down to the middle through hand passing. They're absolutely brilliant at defending. So again, Westmeath need to spread the ball.
It's Jane Lyons now, faced up by Clara Thornton, and she is supporting the outside. It's Avian McHugh. Avian, very athletic player, lays it off to her midfield partner Emma Jane Gervin. And Emma tries to go all the way backwards now. There's a foot race on here, and it's Anna Jones who won it. And I don't know, would you say that was more accidental, I think, than anything?
Yeah, both of them are going hard for the ball. Anna Jones is fine. She's hopped up there. She's okay.
Anna Jones made of steel, and she gets up very, very quickly and is happy enough to play on.
It's more so a 50-50 ball. Both of them are going hard for it.
Tyrone now bringing in another substitute here. Maeve McGlennon from the Aidrua club is coming in.
I'd imagine it'd be a hot ball here now.
So Maeve is coming in, and she is going to replace McCaffrey. So Chloe McCaffrey, who has caused chaos in the Westmeath defence with her pace and with her scoring, has come off with about 12 minutes or so to go. I think Tyrone are calling for another change here. That collision between Anna Jones, they're calling for the medics, I think. Certainly there was a call there for a switch. The stretcher has been called, I think, as well. This doesn't look good. I'm not sure exactly who it was. I thought at first it was Jane Lyons, but she's down there, so I'll have to keep an eye on who it is in a second. But certainly this isn't a good sight. Stretcher has been called here, so we'll probably end up with a fair bit of stoppage time at the end of this one. Are you surprised at that change taking off Chloe McCaffrey? Yeah, I think Tyrone, they're not afraid to use their bench by the looks of things. They're giving the girls the chance, and this is the time, I suppose. But I mean, Chloe had a serious game. She definitely wouldn't be one I'd be taking off, but they obviously have full confidence in their bench, so. They're just having a look here. I think the referees has come over to the sideline just to have a look. I think he's asking for the stop clock in the stadium to be paused.
Just stop the clock,
Yeah, they're looking for the clock here to be paused. Obviously injury fairly serious by the sounds of it then, if the medics are out on the ground trying to tend to things here. What do you do in these situations, Joanna? Just try and keep fit, keep warm?
Yeah, well, I suppose first thing that you hope that she's okay. And I suppose just pull the girls together and have a little team talk and try to stay focused. Because we don't know how long it was. A hefty collision. Try to find out who it.
And try and see who it is in a minute. Anna Jones jumped up from it, of course, fairly quickly. She fairly made of tough stuff herself anyway, to be fair. And her older brother Robert, of course, I know, and her mum and dad, her mum Louise taught me in school back in the day as well. don't want to admit it, but I'm fairly sure at some point a young Anna Jones battered me in the side of the head in her house one day when she was a child. Really should have a word with her about that. It's a long time ago now. I don't hold grudges though.
She's given me a few batterings in my time as well, playing at Westmeath.
Yeah, she wouldn't be the first person I'd say to take them from her. Westmeath now just trying to regroup as Tyrone are in their respective halves, just to see what the plan will be for the final 10. Well, it'll be 10 plus a little bit, I would say, at the end. That stadium stop clock here didn't stop as soon as the injury happened. There's definitely a couple of minutes to be added on. But we're just trying to get confirmation of who it is that is down over there in the middle of the pitch. It's a sad sight. We hope that all is okay. It's a long enough stoppage. We still have an official confirmation of who it is yet, but we'll try and get that for you as soon as we can. So Westmeath among their substitutes as well have Aoife O'Malley from Killucan, who yesterday lined out here for the Westmeath Camogie team in the first of the Westmeath Women's Weekend double bill. Unfortunately, they were beaten by 197 points in a fairly strong second half that Derry produced. Westmeath had most of the good fortune in the first half, went in 5-3 ahead, but Derry came out a resurgent team in the second half and kept Westmeath to 3 shots in the entire half, 2 of those frees from Megan Dowdle as well, compared to the 11 that they had in the first half. So Aoife lining out for 2 days in a row. No surprise though for many players these days to line out for 2 games in a row. It looks like here we've been told that from the replay it's Aoife Horrisk who is down. Aoife, corner forward from Ergil Kieran. Don't see her out there in the lineup at the moment, so if it is her that's down, we wish her well and hope that she is okay. But it looks like Tyrone are going to be forced into another substitution here in a couple of minutes. Yeah, Aoife Horace definitely isn't out there. You can see Maeve Mallon, you can see all the other players to stretcher now coming across the pitch here. So we'll try and get confirmation, but we think it's Aoife Horace who is down over there. Nasty looking injury by...
Yeah, it just looked like Aoife went in with her leg, but I don't know if she ended up hitting her face or... But hopefully she's okay. She's just down now. The stretcher is just here. Hopefully she's alright. So
we wish her well here as the medics in the Order of Malta try and get her onto the stretcher safely and get her off. The management just down speaking to possibly some of Aoife's family who have made their way down to the front here. She has now been moved onto the stretcher as both teams just try and keep warm. Sarah Dillon out here performing Maradona sevens all over the place. She's quite the athlete, to be fair to her. I've lost count of how many fouls have been given against her in this game. It looks like Aoife's been put into position to get her onto the stretcher. You can see a neck brace there as well, possibly. You might be right, Joanna. The ambulance is now coming onto the pitch as well. So a sight you never want to see in any sport, but we hope that Aoife is okay. Fairly lengthy stoppage here, but player safety of course the main thing. We'll try and get you some of the scores from the other games as well, if possible, that are going on at half time. In Division 2 it was Monaghan 5, Tipperary 5, and in Division 3 it was Louth 4, Wexford 4. So low enough scoring affairs in the 2 other games that we had. But we'll just have a quick check and see if we can find any of the ones as the ambulance now makes its way onto the centre of the pitch. So latest score from Division 2 is Monaghan, 7 points. Tipperary 1-9. Clara English with the goal right after you know who, Aisling Maloney, gets a point for Tipperary. In Division 2, Cavan 2-7, Roscommon 1-6. Ali Cahill scoring a penalty for Cavan after her first attempt was saved. And in Division 3, Clare 5 points down, 3 points. Clare led 5-0 a couple of minutes ago and it's now back to 5-3 in that one. Louth 1-5, Wexford 1-5. Goals at either ends from Aisling Murphy and Kate Flood, one after the other. In Division 3, Longford 2-6, Sligo 11 points. Great start for Alan Mullen's side up in Longford to the second half there. And Offaly 1-4, Kildare 2-9. Now that score was a long time ago, it hasn't been updated since, and that was the one where Nasa Dooley was ripping things up in the first half with 2-2 herself. So never a nice sight to see. See Aoife just been covered over, been kept warm with the tinfoil. Never a nice sight, Joanna, to see, see this.
No, it's definitely not. It's not something you like to see, and not that you see it very often. But look, hopefully Aoife is okay. We don't know exactly what's wrong. We're presuming it's maybe a head injury. They're taking all the precautions necessary. So hopefully they'll have her in the ambulance soon and on the way to recovery.
Yeah, so all precautions been taken. I think some of Aoife's family out there as well came onto the pitch just to make sure all was okay. And the medics now just getting out the neck brace, I think, by the looks of it, to get her off. Can see blankets and the tinfoil blanket as well, as both sides just sort of try and keep warm and keep the legs moving up their own ends of the pitch. Hopefully this is all just precautionary, just to make sure she'll be brought across to Mullingar Hospital. But we have the stop clock here in the stadium has been stopped at 19 minutes 45, but it was probably a couple of minutes before that, really. Referee Patrick Smith just going up here towards the back of the stand asked for the clock to be paused. I would say it's probably a couple of minutes or so beyond what it should be. So we hope that Aoife is okay. We're just sort of keeping an eye on what's happening here, but yeah, it looks like the neck brace is out. Sure, probably right, Joanne. It looks like a head or neck or injury of some sort. It's hard to see what happened to her originally, because when Anna Jones jumped up so quick, I just presumed it was a collision. But yeah, Aoife, we can see now, is in the neck brace, covered up with the tinfoil cover and the blanket on the stretcher. So as I said, this is the heading into the final 10 minutes plus whatever's left of the double header for the Westmeath Women's Weekend. It was great to have the senior camogie and senior ladies football teams here in Cusack Park on the same weekend. It happens rarely. I can't remember the last time I was here for two games for the camogie and the football the same weekend. But Tyrone look like they're going to bring on Orla Mulgrew from the Collegial Club and she's going to replace Aoife. It's hard to tell what minute we're actually in, really, because the clock has been stopped, but it's probably about 10 minutes ago now. Is this,
yeah,
is
I'd
this
say
injury?
we're about 10 minutes, yeah.
So
the girls are all putting on their jackets now just to try and stay warm.
yeah. So long stoppage here for this. It looks like a fairly bad injury for Aoife Horisk, said from the Errigal Kieran club, which many who are listening in would know from the likes of Peter Canavan from the past. Peter, of course, Peter the Great, as he's known up in those parts, one of the icons of the GA, and his niece Maria on the bench here, number 30. I think Peter's daughter Anya is also Also a player with the club and possibly the county as well. Of course, it runs in the family generally, so. So you survived, Joanna, the first 2 months of marriage then? Husband hasn't come here to support you in your commentary role today, has he?
No, not today. I was late, so I had to take his car, but I didn't realise his golf clubs were in the boot, so that didn't go down well, Jason.
No. And Aoife Horace now been taken into the ambulance too. Round of applause here from all in the ground. And we wish her well and hope for a quick and very, very speedy recovery, and hopefully see her back on the pitch very, very soon again. So that change is Orla Mulgrew from the Kalisha club on for the injured Aoife Horace from Errol Kieran. As we'll wait for the ambulance to come off the pitch. We'll bring Aoife across to, presume we'll head to Mullingar Hospital, be checked out. We hope it's all just precautionary and that we'll see her again back on the pitch fairly soon. She's been a very, very willing runner in this game. She's an incredibly athletic corner forward as well. It was an interesting battle between her and Chloe Kelly in the first half as well. Very pacey kind of player. So referee just getting an update from the Tyrone physio and Tyrone management here to see what happens. So at the moment, with about 10 minutes or so left, Tyrone leading 211-17 points to Westmeath 110-13. And at the moment, it looks like it is a double victory for teams from Ulster who've come down to TEG Cusack Park this weekend. Unless Westmeath can turn it around here in the last 10 minutes. What does it do, Joanna, for the game and for your mindset when you have an injury this long?
It can go one way or the other, Jason. Like, you can hit a bit of a lull. It's a long time there now. We're coming up to nearly 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're nearly starting afresh. You're after cooling down as such. You're probably a little bit cold. So it'll take a few more minutes to get back into it again. So yeah, it can go one way or the other. But we hope Aoife is okay, and everything was dealt with really well here in Mullingar, and the ambulance and everything was there, so there was no waiting time or anything, which was brilliant. Yeah,
to be fair, credit to the Alder Malta gang who were ready and waiting on the sideline to jump in. And of course they always hoped they're never needed, but in this case they were, and when they were needed they were there, bang on. And so we'll more than likely get play restarted here now with a hot ball probably back in the middle of the pitch, as Michael Finnern doles out some last instructions to his players who have been trying to warm up, I suppose, for essentially the same time as about a quarter of the game, really. So 28 Orla Mulgrew then on in place for the injured Aoife Horace, who is now going off. The ambulance will take her, and we hope that she will be fine and back in action again very, very soon. So best wishes to Aoife. And so the cries of encouragement now come from the Tyrone bench. The referee is indeed going to restart with hot ball as they've called for the match clock to be restarted. We're back underway here, and Vicky Carr is the one who takes it. After lengthy delay, we're back underway here. And Westmeath now just looking to try and put some energy back into the game. How will that injury affect the mindset of the Tyrone players as well? Sarah Dillon looks for a long ball in, but it's super defended back there by Caoimhe McGee. Or it's Evie McHugh, I should say, actually, who's come back there to do the job. Caoimhe is next to her. Caoimhe has Jane Lyons making the run, but she opts to go back to Sinead McVeigh, and Sinead back to Tavian McHugh, I should say. And Avian's going to try and burst out here. Substitute Orla Mulgrew trying to run down the far side, and it's another substitute, Maeve McLennan, who loses possession there. Chloe Kelly now trying to get things moving quick. Kira looks like she's come back defensively, Joanna, for a little bit.
Kira's dropped down very deep. Trace Dillon doing Trojan worked back there for Westmeath. She'll have to get another turnover there for Westmeath.
A super
Tyrone
play here.
have the ball again.
Yeah, Maeve Corrigan with a great interception there and lays it off. And it's Malin who takes it. That was 2 in there, but great play again by Vicky Carr. The ball batted down, and it's Ashley Ruan who has it, and she's hassling harried, but manages to get it out. So Chloe Kelly over the far side now. She has runners. Aisha Roach has decided to go on the run. It is Aisha who finds it. She has movement inside. She has Claire Blundell off her right side. She has Aoife Connolly off the left, and Aoife has managed to dodge the first tackle. And Aoife goes for the score, and it's a brilliant score. Aoife Connolly gets things moving again for Westmeath after great play from Aisha Roach. So Westmeath now getting back into it, 111 to 211. Substitution here for Tyrone. Number 4 is Caitlin Campbell has come on, and no surprise in some ways, I suppose, that Jane Lyons has gone off, because if she didn't, there was every chance the next foul would see her gone off. High challenge there. Referee says play away, and it's a first touch for Kathleen Campbell. She has the advantage here, and Tyrone have movers over the far side, and one of them is McHugh. McHugh launched in long. That's going to be a very testing ball up there, and Tyrone managed to come out with it, and it's a chance that could be a phenomenal score if it's long enough. It is a brilliant score by Grania Rafferty, an absolute peach of a score off her right. There's a long ball in, and it broke down to Rafferty, who knocked it over from definitely outside 30 yards anyway. And Tyrone have themselves another score, and that just edges the gap out to 4 once again, which they'll be delighted with. And that was a hefty hit there. Tracy Dillon, she's just holding her arm after, but she'll probably play away, I'm sure. Clara Thornton now from Mullingar Shamrocks lays it off inside. Vicky was frustrated with the pass, didn't get to her, but turned around and the ball was sitting there. And Sarah Dillon now has it and gives it off inside. And it's off to Rachel. Rachel's been hassling hard, and she will get the free in for sure. I think it must have been double figures for Dillon fouls at this stage, Joanna.
Yeah, definitely. Emma Hegarty seems to be doing a man-marking job on Rachel Dillon. She is very sticky, and she's making it very hard for Rachel to get on the ball. But yeah, a free now for Westmeath. So
Rachel's fouled on the 21, a chance for Aoife Connolly off the left. She will surely fancy her chances here, and she gets it. So free for Aoife. Kick of the ball between them, Joanna. 6-7 minutes left. Where would you put your money?
My heart says Westmeath, but at the minute I'm really unsure. It's a very entertaining game here in Cusack Park.
Yeah, to be fair, we've been treated to a bit of an exhibition from both sides here. 2-12 to 1-12 in favour of Tyrone as we enter into the last 6 minutes, plus whatever is added on. Bear in mind that those of you who were watching, the clock was stopped for that lengthy 15-16 minute injury to Aoife Horace, who we hope has made her way to the hospital now. That's great defending back there, Mary Dunn. Mary, who's had a very strong, quiet game in many ways over there in the far corner. We didn't see much for her in the first half, but in the second half she's done very well, as has Aisha Roach, who has certainly put in a shift going forward and in defence, but she's been well tackled there, and Eve Mallon does very well, but referee says no, says it's a foul. The arm was leaning across. Hannah Jones has now moved into full forward for Westmeath as well. So Ciara Blundell is back out the pitch, going to utilise her passing abilities out there and stick Anna in for maybe a bit more height. It's Ashley Rowan now. Now she's going to look for Anna. And Anna, if she can skin her player here, will surely look for the goal, and she's gone past Emer Quinn. She's inside one. She's well stopped, but she might just lay it off, but it's gone to nobody, and it's Emma Jane Gervin who takes it out, and it's off to Maeve Corrigan. Maeve's had a super game for Tyrone, it has to be said. Long ball over the top, and Tyrone now trying to find a way to break out here. And it's substitute Nicole Murphy from the Fianna, who seems to have taken too many steps. Not a popular decision here among the visiting fans. Clara Thornton pushed in the back by Caitlin Campbell. Kelly Boyce Jordan now trying to move forward here, looking for a little bit of support. Manages to find it in the shape of Rachel Dillon. Rachel looks like she's going to bear down a goal. She plays it off inside, and the ball, the punch by Anna Jones, is well held by Sinead McVeigh. And a hefty collision there between Rachel Dillon and Sinead McVeigh. And the referee has held up play. That was certainly a chance to level things up, Joanna.
Yeah, it was a really, really good move. Unlucky Anna Jones, so she just went to try batting into the goals. Sinead McVeigh wasn't letting it go past her, but it was a really good move. But there's a goal in it now. We have 5 minutes left, Jason.
Yeah, about 5 or so to go, plus whatever bits are added on at the end. On that chance for Anna Jones, crucial one possibly at the end of the game. She was set up very well by Rachel Dillon. She went for the first time punch to the net, but it went straight at Sinead McVeigh in the goals, who, to be fair, was probably very glad that it came straight at her, because I think either side and a bit lower it might have been a different result, but play away nonetheless. Tyrone still holds commanding lead no more, I suppose. One kick of the ball between it, and an advantage here. Niamh Corrigan going forward once again. Apologies, no, it's not. It's Nicole Murphy, the substitute from Nafina, and she looks up for another substitute, but Maeve McGlennon can't hold it. And Aisha Roach is there once again. She has been everywhere. Westmeath get a free. Not entirely sure what that one is for, but they'll take it nonetheless and play it away. Lucy plays it out to Kelly Boyce Jordan over the far side. She has movement over the far side, and Westmeath are just trying to get things going again, and it's Tracy Dillon, one of the 3 Dillons, all the way back to Chloe Kelly. Chloe now looking up. She's got Tyrone players all around. Referee happy enough to let things play away. Good tackling by Tyrone around the middle. Chloe really needs to try and do something with the ball, otherwise it's going to go against her. She manages to lay it off to Tracy. Tracy out to Clara Thornton now. Aisha Roach making the run ahead of her. Crowd really getting into this one here as we head towards the last few minutes. That's great play by Caitlin Campbell back there. And Caoimhe McGee does very well, gets the advantage. Happy enough to take the ball out, and it's Gervin to McHugh. McHugh has Slane McCarroll running. She's pulled up a little bit just to offer support behind, but Aoife McHugh is happy enough to go by herself. She's made 60-70 yards here. It's a long ball inside, and it's up to McGahan. Can she spin and turn that one over? That's an incredible score.
That's an incredible score.
Unbelievable score from Aoife McGahan. She seemed to have no angle to work with off the right foot over that far side, and that was a special score, has to be said, from Aoife McGahan. From Tyrone now 213 to 112, 4 points in it, comfortable for Tyrone. They'll be happy enough with this. So as time ticks towards 59 minutes, that was some score, has to be said, Joanna.
Aoife McHugh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
She ran the length of the pitch.
Yeah.
And now she's back again, sweeping in front of Anna Jones. Incredible run and incredible finish. Great score for Tyrone, possibly score of the match here in Cusack Park.
All credit to Aoife McGahan for that one. That was the run from Aoife McHugh was something else. It was a good 60-70 yards, but to knock it over from such an acute angle off the right foot over the right hand side, completely unexpected. But credit to her, she has knocked over some lovely scores today. And we tick towards the 60-minute mark. We'll have a think about our player of the match for the end of this game, but contenders on both sides at the moment. Tyrone possibly just shading it, but in the next minute or so we'll have made a decision on that one. So a couple of substitutions possibly coming up here for Westmeath as the substitution slips are out. And for Westmeath, Mairead Newman, I think it looks like, is it? Yeah, Mairead Newman from Mullingar Shamrocks looks like she's going to get a run out here. Of course, the hope is to build for a championship season, but at the same time Westmeath would like to get out of this division as well and get back to that top. That's a dangerous ball across, but Mary Dunn does very well to hold on to it. And Vicky Carr is there as an ever-willing runner. She's fouled. That's 2 or 3 of those now in the past 60 seconds. Tyrone just happy to pull jerseys and try and get away. Sarah Dillon now soccer stalls it down past McHugh over the far side. She has Anna Jones inside as the only real target that she has. She opts to go outside Tifa Connolly. Aoife lays it off. It's Clara Thorne. No, it's Aisha Roach. Clara Thornton, one or the other. That's great play though by the Tyrone defence. And they will try and run the ball out. And it's Emma Hegarty who's going to run it out. A long ball across, but it's well blocked down, but it's taken in by Caitlin Campbell, and that will surely be a free. I think Clara Thornton was a little bit aggrieved at not getting a free back there a couple of minutes ago. Substitution now, heading into 1.5 minutes or so of stoppage time. And it is Mairead Newman, 26 for Westmeath, who is coming on in place of, is it Chloe?
Chloe Kelly.
It's Chloe Kelly. Joanna, your player of the match, who would you go for?
There's definitely a few candidates, Jason. Very entertaining game here. I suppose for Westmeath as such, I thought Kelly Boyce made a massive impact when she came on, just after winning vital frees and driving through. Vicky Carr again, endless engine. Tracy Dillon, I suppose I have to pick one, but I think today the player of the match probably have to go to Tyrone. Avi McHugh was exceptional. She started in the middle of the field and now she's sweeping. I thought she was brilliant today for Tyrone. A serious engine. McCarroll, wing back, Slane McCarroll, she's absolutely excellent. She hasn't stopped. Wing back for Tyrone. She's up and down the field and she's covered every blade of grass, I think, here today. It's another great turnover.
Caoimhe McGee there with the turnover. She has not put a foot wrong since dropping the ball for that Westmeath goal early on. She has been everywhere since then. Tyrone burst forward now. Good play by Aisha Roach, who's, to be fair to her, done very well for Westmeath as well. So Avi McHugh, your player of the match then?
I probably would go Avine for her work rate for Tyrone. Definitely, she's an exceptional player. She's definitely my player of the match today.
So Avi McHugh, our player of the match here today in TEG Cusack Park. As another substitution for Westmeath. The referee says play away though for now. And it's taken in Slade McCarroll, one of the ones that Joanna just mentioned there a couple of minutes ago, as someone who hasn't stopped running the whole game. Maeve Mallon now. She's come back out to midfield, and it's Orla Mulgrew, the substitute. To call from the Tyrone bench, no surprise here, is simply keep the ball. We are 3 and a bit minutes into stoppage time. Now bear in mind we had a 15-16 minute stoppage, but the clock was stopped for most of that, so there probably will still be a couple of minutes left. And it's the player of the match, Avi McHugh, who takes it forward, and she burst through the tackle of Dillon and Jones. Another one of these bursting runs, and Clara Thornton back there spills it. The ball is outside, and a chance here for two of the substitutes to combine, and the shot comes in from Nicole Murphy from Nafina. That has gone to the left and wide. Substitution here for Westmeath. It's Maeve Monaghan. Maeve is going to come on with time effectively up, but yep. So she has come in for Aoife Connolly, the goal scorer last week, double goal scorer last week, goal scorer this week, but it looks like unfortunately last week the goals worked and paid off for Westmeath to get the victory over Roscommon. It looks like today it's going to be in vain, unfortunately, unless there's some sort of miracle turnaround here at the end. Ball across from Murphy. Lovely ball across to the fellow substitute Mulgrew, and Orla Mulgrew sees that one go to the right and wide. Laura McCormack has not much time left to get this one. We are 5 minutes into stoppage time. It all is down to Patrick Smith. How much he determined was gone on the clock when that injury happened to Aoife Horrisk. Kelly Boyce Jordan plays it long up to Anna Jones, and Anna definitely has the jersey pulled there. Referee going to bring that one forward, I would say. Yeah, Anna Jones going to get a few extra meters there for the ball being thrown away. Possibly need here to lob this one in as far as they can. No, they have to go wide to Sarah Dillon now manages to skin past Maeve Corrigan, and Sarah has an advantage for, I would say, the 12th or 13th time in this game. Ciara Blundell plays it inside. Anna Jones need a goal here. It's a goal or nothing really. Ball fisted across, and it's wide. It's wide from Clara Thornton. Ball punched across the goal. Can't see who punched it. Who was it punched it across there? Is it Anna
Clara
Jones?
Thornton, yeah.
So with time almost up, that's the second goal chance that Westmeath have copped up in this half. Anna Jones with a similar effort, which went straight into the hands of Sinead McVeigh. And that one from Clara Thornton somehow manages to go to the right and wide. We are 6 and a bit minutes into stoppage time here. That's a fairly good tackle from the Tyrone defence. Well, can Westmeath work one more opportunity? Lucy Powers come forward from full back. Everyone is pretty much forward from full back, and that shot has come in. It's sliced to the right and wide, and that might be that for Westmeath. Tyrone look like they're going to go from TG Cusack Park here with victory. How would you sum it up, Joanna?
Look, Tyrone were very physically strong here today.
Yep.
Westmeath start the first half very, very well. Unfortunately, just some things didn't go their way. I'm sure they're very disappointed here today. But a great win for Tyrone and another point on the board for them. Westmeath have a tough challenge now next week, going to Armagh to play Armagh. But all they can do is regroup and play what's in front of them. I'm sure Tyrone are very happy leaving here today. And exceptional players. As we mentioned, A.V. McHugh was absolutely brilliant. McCarroll, serious player. Aoife McGahan, she got some unbelievable scores from her left and her right. Great play. And also I'd just like to wish Aoife speedy recovery, and we hope she's okay after her collision.
Yeah, certainly we hope Aoife Horsk is okay after her collision with Anna Jones in the middle. Anna Jones came out of it alright, but lengthy near 20-minute stoppage with the ambulance on for Aoife, and hopefully she is doing okay. Hopefully it's all just precautionary in hospital, but we wish her the very best. So the final score here was Tyrone, the visitors, 2-13. Westmeath, the home side, 1-12. As Joanna said, it's Westmeath who make the daunting trip north to Armagh next day out to face Blauheen and Amy and Aoife, the forward line, dynamic forward line of Armagh. For Tyrone, they will head back north to come back down the country again the next day out when they face off against Tipperary. Disappointment here for Westmeath, and what started out as very, very positive first half, unfortunately just fell away from them. Tyrone, to their credit, just really came into their own in that second half, and particularly when the goal went in, the first goal went in as well, it sort of spurred them on a little bit. But that is all really from us here today. We will have interviews with the winning Bonnish and the player of the match, A.V. McHugh, if we can catch her after this. But from myself and from Joanna here in TEG Cusack Park in Mullingar, we will say Slánagí live, and we hope to see you again soon. I'm here with our chosen player of the match. Myself and former Westmeath star Joanna Maher have chosen Tyrone's Iverney number 9, Aveen, as our player of the match. Aveen, how would you sum up that game in general?
It was a hard one. Definitely Westmeath are a really good outfit. It was hard pushing them. They put us under a lot of pressure, so it's a relief. We're really glad to get over the line today, and it was a team performance, so that makes it a bit better.
First half you got out of the blocks quick enough with the opening point, but after that then Westmeath kind of came at you fairly quick. What was it that kept you going?
I think we just had a bit of faith in ourselves. We sort of knew, like, once we settled we would be okay and start playing our football, and I think that just was the case. You know, even looking up on the scoreboard, like, they were a right wee bit in front, but we sort of knew once things started sticking for us, you know, the wee fluky passes and whatnot, if we cleaned them up a bit we'd be okay. So yeah, we pushed through, and we were probably lucky enough to come in a point up at half time. So yeah, we were happy enough then to get over the line.
How were, I suppose, on Aoife McGahan? Some of the points she kicked were outrageous. That one particularly down here the second half. She wasn't named originally in the starting panel, so an inspired change, or
Aoife's deadly. You know, not many players about have feet like hers. Like, you think you have her, and she turns on to the left. There's not many ladies footballers in particular about like hers, so she's deadly to have someone that when you're under pressure like that and she gets the ball and you're going, oh, she'll kick it over. It's safe. So
you're down to Tip next day out.
Yes, Tipperary in a couple of weeks now. Yeah, that'll be a big challenge, especially going down to Tipperary. It's been a couple of years probably since we played Tipperary.
I think it is.
League. So look, it'll be interesting. It's nice to have the full league to test yourselves against these type of teams, and I think it'll do us favours coming into the championship to just have more games under our belt.
Yep. So brilliant. Yes. Aveen, appreciate your time, and co-gorgeous, you are the player of the match for today. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aveen. Appreciate it. Might have well done as well. Sean. Yeah. Well, I'm Jason. How are you?
Hi,
nice to
Jason.
To wait for these guys. Give us thumbs up. So I'm here with the winning Bonishdoor, Sean O'Kane. That was a fantastic performance. A bit of a slow start for yourselves. You went a few points down, but certainly rallied very, very well as the game went on.
Yes, we played well last week against Armagh, but Armagh just physically they're a great team, and they're a very strong team, and they're a good Division 1 team, and they'll be pushing for Senior All-Ireland this year. So we played well beat. We conceded a lot of goals, but today we learned from that, and I thought the girls fought really hard and worked hard, and it was really a palm performance, really. You know, with a lot of subs come on and played well there. And you know, the downside is that Aoife got an accidental knock and had to go to hospital. Hopefully she's okay, you know.
But what is any update on Aoife? How is she?
No, the paramedic was a linesman, Kieran Daly. He said that it was a C2, C3, C4. It seemed to be tender. She was doing a bit of tingling, but he thought it was from the cold. So just as precaution at this stage, so hopefully she's okay. But like, Westmeath's a fine side, you know, they're strong, and they take their chances, and I suppose we got an opportunity to score. One time was Aoife scored it, and we built on that, and we were hanging on there in the end up, but you know, it's just a great result for us because it eases the relegation problems. It doesn't make them go away, but it eases it a bit, you know. Yeah,
I know managers never like to single out players, I suppose, in an interview, but myself and Joanna up there picked Aveen in the middle as our player of the match, but also we thought after Caoimhe McGee had the mistake for the goal, she was superb. She didn't put a foot wrong after that.
It's not like her. She's normally so dependable. Most underrated football. You know, she's a brilliant footballer. You're right, Aveen. Every blade of grass she covered the day, she did from back and front, and we changed the system a bit today, and it worked out well. It always works when you win. It always worked all right. And Caoimhe had a lot of great performances without singing out people, and that makes the journey home a bit easier. Yeah,
I suppose speaking of journey, you're back down to Tip then next day out. How do you fancy their 2 years since you played them?
Aisling and Co, as they call it. You know, difficult place to go to. You know, they'll be looking to go to the league final and hopefully win it, and it's not any easier with Cavan then for our last match. So the one today was, you know, we played well against Laois and lost by a point, and I suppose on reflection we let a big lead slip, and you know, we learned from that. So the girls are learning, fairly young squad, you know, and well, we'll move on now from this, anyway.
Yep, brilliant. Yeah, Sean, it's been great to chat to you. Lovely to meet you, and the best of luck for the next day against Tipperary.
Thank you very much. Good lad.
Thanks a million, Sean. Appreciate it. Thank you.